Hi everyone, Bernard here. I hope you're all very well and please hope you're all staying safe. That's more important, isn't it? Right, welcome to my film and TV channel. And we have a big movie today. We have a sort of a movie that launched some cinema releases, I think. This one, although it's sort of not got the greatest reviews, to be honest with you, but we will talk about it. So quite a big. I was quite looking forward to watching this, to be honest with you. And yeah, I'm not going to give too much away yet. Anyway, yeah, the film is called Unhinged. Please, if you're new to the channel, push that subscribe button, push the bell notifications. You know these vlogs are coming out. Make sure your notifications are set to public as well. That'd be fantastic. And please, if you are into football at all, or know anyone who's into football, don't forget check my playlists. I do little vlogs on Manchester City, my football team, history stuff and stuff from the present. So please, if you're interested, you know anyone who might be interested, that'd be absolutely fantastic. And please, all comments are welcome. Let me know if you watched this or what you think of the review I've done, etc. I try to entertain and inform as much as I can. That'll be fantastic. If you can't leave a comment, please, thumbs ups are always nice. So it's a big film, this. So I want I want your opinion on what you thought, because I'm different to some people. Let's put it that way. Yeah, Unhinged, 15 rating, which that's a British classification. I'm very surprised by the BBFC. Actually, they didn't stick an 18 on this, to be honest with you. Something's perhaps had a day off of their nannying that they usually do at the BBFC. 90 minutes. It's got a runtime of just about 77 minutes when you take out all the credits, etc. So there's a lot packed into 77 minutes, I must admit. Action thriller, directed by Derek Borte, from a screenplay by Carl Ellsworth. And it does star, of course, Russell Crowe, Karen Pistorius, Gabriel Bateman, Jimmy Simpson and Austin P. Mackenzie. And it tells the story of a young woman who is terrorised by a seemingly unstable stranger following a road rage incident. Yeah, we've sort of heard this before, haven't we, with different things. Rotten Tomatoes, don't like it very much. Rotten Tomatoes holds an approval rating of just 47%. That's based on 185 reviews. That's one of the most I think I've done recently. 87 fresh reviews, 98 rotten. So not great. We just do an average rating of 5.27 out of 10. Yeah, I had a quick look through some of the critics' reviews on this. Yeah. Anyway, more on that in a minute. Audience score on Rotten Tomatoes. That's very, very different. The audience are giving it a 77% positivity rating, so that's not too bad at all. But the Rotten Tomatoes consensus of the critics: Russell Crowe makes for a compulsively watchable villain, but Unhinged. Well, villain's a light word for him. But Unhinged lacks enough intelligence or depth to get sufficient mileage out of its pulpy premise. Metacritic, how about those critics? Are they any friendlier to it? Not really, no. It's only getting an average score of 40 out of 100, 4 out of 10, so 40%. And it scores anywhere from 2 out of 10 to 8 out of 10. Just some of the reviews here. Hollywood Reporter Stephen Dalton, he didn't like it. He only gave it 2 out of 10. Without Crowe's brooding performance, Unhinged would just be another forgettable formulaic functional B-movie. With the burly Kiwi on board, it is transformed into a forgettable formulaic functional B-movie starring Russell Crowe. Don't mess about there, does it? Time Out's Phil DeSemmelin liked it a little bit better. He gave it 6 out of 10. Crowe's satisfying nasty turn deserves a bit more brains to go with the brawn, so still a bit critical, even though he give it 6 out of 10. And the Telegraph's Tim Roby, he did like it. He said 8 out of 10 for this, and he went on to say, is a psycho thriller? Well, this thriller keeps popping up, doesn't it? More on that in a minute. It gives itself one simple assignment: to set your heart rate pounding through the roof. And on this level, with a lurid voltage that might require health warnings, it nastily delivers. There you go. The users on Metacritic, the guys, obviously Joe Public, you and me, who go on to Metacritic and put their views. Just 18 reviews, 5.4 out of 10, so not fantastic. Internet Movie Database, well, this is you and me, and this is Joe Public. What do they think? Well, nearly 8,000 reviews as I'm recording this. And it's getting a respectable 6.1 out of 10. I mean, it's not a disaster, it's not brilliant, but it's certainly not a disaster compared to Rotten Tomatoes and the Metacritic ratings, put it that way. Some of the positives, some of the headline positives: Crowe delivers, it's good enough, brutal and rather effective. Unhinged is a good, dynamic and tense thriller with nice performances. Gripping action thrill that entertains from its shocking opening scene until its grisly showdown. A great high-paced action thriller, said someone else. Well, there's all the positives. Let's have a look at the negatives, because there's bound to be some, isn't it? 6.1, so there's quite a lot of low scores. Some of the negatives. She makes the stupidest choices. Obviously, they're talking about the lead that Pistorius plays in this. I like this movie better when it was called Falling Down. Back to that in a moment. Someone else wrote, really, I am certain the makers of this film have spent more time writing shill reviews than they spent writing the script. It is childish and insulting to the audience. The acting is lazy, frankly cringeworthy as well. Perhaps that's someone who's doing a film of a similar ilk that's perhaps coming out at the same time, who knows. Lazy and uninspiring, said someone else. A total cliche of all that is boring, a waste of Crowe. Such a shame after looking forward to a good thriller. Someone else, Crowe is fat and the movie is stupid as hell. Well, that's simply put. Someone else, a movie in which unbelievably ridiculous things conventionally happen to further a silly, unoriginal story. You lose interest in the rest of the movie after the villain casually murders someone in public and walks away like it's a video game with the cheats on. Do people not just kill people in public these days? I mean, you know, anyway, more of that in a moment. I digress, don't I? Right, Bernard's thoughts. As you can say, a real mixed bag of reviews there. Some people love it, some people don't. Let's get this straight. It's not Falling Down, it's not Changing Lanes, which I like both of those. It definitely has a B-movie storyline. There's no doubt about that. But it's got a budget. So, the B-movie storyline is given a budget and it's given some good actors as well. And that's, for me, anyways, what sets it apart, perhaps from some other B-movies, if you like. Most of the critique talks of plausibility of the actions taken by the characters. I didn't see anything too unbelievable in this. Silly, yes, but we are silly, aren't we, at the end of the day? Some people, sadly, who slammed this film, either live in a world. I mean, obviously this is based in the US. I'm based in the UK. We're not into guns here. I know you are in the US, but I'm sure if you just go out for a drink, you know, people haven't got guns in holsters every single person. So you got some people who claiming obviously this just wouldn't happen in real life. Obviously, well, again, in the US you wouldn't get the mass shootings, would you, if this didn't happen in the US? So it's a bit confusing what the critique is, to be honest with you. He says in a world, some people who slam this, sort of a carry on, some people who slam this live in a world where everyone has a gun in a holster and would take the perp out live. Or they live in a land of milk and honey where this sort of thing would never happen because obviously they're casting doubts on whether it would happen. And this is not, you know, I live in this world. I can see what happens in real life. So there's nothing to me, there's nothing that couldn't happen or won't happen or hasn't happened before, to be honest with you. As a film, let's face it, it's been entertainment, that's what it is. But to me, it's not a thriller, it's a horror movie. This is a horror movie, not a thriller, and should be viewed as such. Crowe and Pistorius are excellent, and really, they have a really good supporting cast. Especially Crowe stands out, but yeah, he grabs you very early, and the action, and he grabs you very early, very, very, very scary. Ups the tension, and the horror scenes throughout, really, scene on scene, it just gets better and better until a very powerful climax. And as I said, I'm not saying it was, you know, a lot of horrors are quite unbelievable in a way, but this certainly is believable, and that's what's quite scary. Back to Changing Lanes and Falling Down. I mean, this got more in common, actually, with Hitcher and Jewel than it has with Changing Lanes and Falling Down. I'm not a big fan of, probably, if you watch any of my vlogs, you know, I'm not a big fan of car chases, etc. But there's some in this that had me on the edge of my seat. I must admit, I did really enjoy the car chases and the smashing of things, etc. So, yeah, I thought this was really, really good. And I say, a lot of people don't, a lot of the critics don't, some people who've watched it, some of the audience don't, but I did, I liked it. I thought it was stupid, violent, and really good. And I have to say, it's one of the best horrors, and again, I emphasise the word, this is a horror, in my opinion, that I've watched in a very, very long time. So my score, I'm going to go mad. I'm going to blow your head off with this score. I mean, I don't go this high normally. I'm going to give it a Berners rating of 8 out of 10. Yeah. I know it doesn't sound a lot, but it is for me. I'm going to give this 8 out of 10. I thoroughly enjoyed it. 77 minutes of wanton violence and fantastic, silly silliness that was brutal silliness. And again, as I said, a lot of this that happened in this, I think is quite plausible, unfortunately, in this sad world, especially at this time, things as they are. You know, I recently watched a film called Clouds, which was one of the most uplifting films I've ever seen recently, gave that a good score. This is the opposite of the spectrum, obviously, but yeah, I'm going to give it 8 out of 10. The posters, well, there's a couple of posters actually there. I mean, I've shown you some posters as we've been looking through. I think the poster's really good, so I'm going to give the posters a 7 out of 10, because especially with the image of Crowe on it as well there, that I think the red one's the best one, but there's some good posters for this as well, so I do like that. So, but obviously the movie's going to win this hands down. 8 out of 10 for the movie, 7 out of 10 for the poster. Anyway, please let me know in the comments what you think. As I say, if you totally disagree with me, that's fair enough. It's just my opinion. I did really enjoy this in a very sick, horrible way. Right, please check my links on screen. If you follow or friend me on Facebook and Twitter, I try to follow and friend everyone back. I do check every couple of days, and I do follow and friend everyone back. I don't try, I do. If you get onto my little website, moviegamenostalgia.com, my little day job for old rare DVDs, movie posters from the 1990s and 2000s, some great films, some great actors on there, some board games on there as well, although I can't. It's not, I used to do board game reviews as well, but obviously it's time scale wise, I'm not getting much time to do that at the moment, but we do still have board games on the site anyway. And please, as I said, check the playlist, and if you or anyone you know was interested in football, and in particular Manchester City, please point them in my direction. That would be fantastic. Anyway, thanks for watching. I don't know what to say about this, really. As I say, that's one of the highest marks, and I do. But I have to, again, I'm going to say it, this isn't a thriller, as such. This is a basic B-movie horror with a big budget and superbly acted. So it's still a B-movie style, but if you fancy that, please go out and watch it and let me know what you think. Anyway, thanks for watching. Whatever we're going to do this day, have a great one. Look after yourselves, look after your friends, look after your family. More importantly, let's all look after each other, After watching this, and I need to give someone a cuddle, I think. Thanks for watching anyway. Please, till we meet again, please stay safe, everyone. They're saying goodbye for now. Bye-bye.